Look at that specimen! Look at it! Oh my god! What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospect. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. If you're multi out like this one, welcome back. Today, I wasn't going to film. I've come out on a beautiful smoky day, as you might be able to see behind me, to do a little bit of relaxing panning. I just wanted to chill out, but there's no way I'm not turning the camera on for what I just found. I came to this spot just here. Now, the floods over a year ago came up over this bank and they eroded these tree roots away. And what I saw down here piqued my interest. This here, this clay, is really indicative of old-timers sluice tailings in this area. It's really chalky, it's very fine, and there's a lot of gravel mixed in with it. And I started just taking some samples out from here, and man, the dirt just got good. Like, it looks really, really good. Now, this is not in any place that would traditionally hold gold. I mean, like, it's outside bend and it's up really high, considering this creek, even during a normal winter's flood, it doesn't reach this high. So nothing was really right about it, but the dirt looked perfect. Check out my very first pan. The first thing I saw was a couple of little pieces just poking their head out here. You can't see them as I tipped the water back, it covered it back up. So I don't even know what's under there yet, except as I came over, I spotted this. This is why you never throw the rocks out that are sitting in the bottom of your pan like this, because if you don't look at them carefully, you won't see the gold hiding on them. Look at that specimen! Look at it! Oh my god! Holy crap, that's an amazing piece of gold! Oh, thank you, Spot. Grizzly, look buddy, look! What's this? Find me more of that, mate. Well, I'm just gonna put it in there for safekeeping. Let's find out what is underneath that dirt. Look at that, first pan of the day. That's unreal, first pan. All these bits are really coarse too. Like, it's not like the flower gold is getting the mustard bit. Well, that stuff is down there, but not this. These are round bits. There's garnets, really coarse black sands, one shoot gun pellet. Hell yes, I wish I had my tripod with me so I could show you me doing some more digging and stuff. So this is going to be an impromptu video. Strap your jocks on, this could be a good day. Second pan, still pretty good. There's heaps of specks in there. No specimens, and I'm checking every bit of quartz that's coming out of that area, just in case there is a larger bit it broke off. I don't think there will be though. Third pan, and the bushfire smoke is making it hard to get the contrast for the gold, but there are heaps of bits in there, absolutely heaps. And that right there, that's a nice looking piece. It's still got a little bit of ironstone on it. I've had a theory about this area for a little while now, which is that there is some sort of either lode reef or ancient river gravels somewhere upstream. Every specimen that I found in this creek hasn't been sharp. It's all well water worn. The only pieces that have ever been sharp have been broken out of other bits of ore. So like a large bit of ore that's broken up and a sharp bit comes out. I haven't been able to find it. And I mean, I've put hours, it's like probably 100 hours of prospecting in this spot to try and find that. And I can't. So it's just going to be a matter of keep looking. And now I know that at this point we can keep going upstream. But man, I'd love to find it. If it was an ancient riverbed shedding too, that's my other theory, because of a few reasons that are a bit complicated to go into at this stage. But it could be an ancient riverbed, and if that's shedding, it's likely to be underneath a farmer's paddock. Fourth pan, same gold. Look at that. Unreal. This is so high bankable. I had all of my high banking equipment in my car this morning, but I took it out because I was like, oh, I'm just going to go do a casual day. Oh. So as I've kept working the area, I've noticed that the gold really isn't in this light tan stuff. It's in this red chalky stuff. And I was told recently by a friend of mine that chalky stuff, when you get that really crumbly consistency, is sort of a more high acidity type of dirt, which means minerals. And minerals mean heavy, and heavy means gold. Yes. Yeah. Fifth pan. And it's still got the goods. Hell yeah. It's an awesome spec count. It's a bloody good find. I can't believe how much gold is in just this little area. I've come up behind this deposit here just to see what's going on in this bank. This bank is in front of where I'm working down in there. And I like to look out for things like certain types of rocks. And these sort of rocks here are full of iron. They're really, really heavy. When you find these in a layer of dirt that have been sitting for a while, it goes all red and rusty looking. And there's a big string of them running through there. So what I'm actually going to do is take a test pan from probably up in here. I'll follow this rock down to a hard layer. And a hard layer, it looks like there's a layer of clay just here. So we'll take it out from probably in and around there. And we'll just see what kind of gold we get from it. Now this was an incredibly interesting result. We got heaps of fine gold. Look how many specks are in that pan. I hope you can make them out with the contrast that's going on right now with that damn smoke. But there's probably 50 bits of flour gold in there and lots of ironstone. That means up on the bank there is the possibility that there is something like a deposit from an old riverbed or whatnot shedding down this way. I guess I'm gonna have to put a lot more work into this little area for the next bit, right? And bring a high banker out, because that would be brilliant today. I've done a couple more pans, not many, maybe 3 or 4, and I just sucked up the gold. It's remaining super consistent. And then I spotted something that I want to show you because they're very easy to lose. I just spotted this in the pan. Now that is a little specimen. That little specimen and fly, missed him. That little specimen is on so much quartz that it's very easy for it to get dragged down your pan when you're panning off. You have to pay super close attention to what you're doing in that pan so you don't lose these. If you find these in your sluice, pick them out, because when it comes to the cleanup, you might forget that it was in there, and it will be very easy for you to just wash these things away. A little bit of gold on a large bit of quartz, they like to move. Once I get this pan done, I have something really cool to show you and a little bit of an experiment. So let's get that done. Excellent. We definitely got the same sort of gold. So now, let me show you this. What I needed to know is the gold deposited here from something like that bank we test pan where it's shedding out and then collecting in this spot because of the clay, or is this an old deposit that's just been revealed by those floods? So what I did was take my trusty pick and I hammered in to that bank following that red layer of dirt. Now with a little bit of luck, there will be the same sort of gold in this, and then we know this deposit's quite extensive and big, and it's very old. And this could actually be what I was looking for when I said some old river was shedding. And the answer is kind of. That pan's results tell me that there's definitely gold in under all of this clay here. However, it's been value added to by those floods, so it's obviously shedding from somewhere further upstream, and it got stuck on the clay as it came in over the top of it. I'm not going to complain. It means the deposit's a little bit smaller and more manageable with just a pan today, so no one will poach it. However, it also means it isn't huge, which is a little bit disappointing. Ah, yes, a water danger noodle. This is one of the reasons I hate summer. Bushfires, heat, flies, snakes, and water danger noodles. Those blood-sucking mother rudders. Alright, back to gold. Ugh. I actually made it into the paper, quite a big newspaper here in Australia, the Border Mail, for mental health surrounding the bushfires and what you can do and some of the stuff. I've linked that article at the very top of the description below. Please go and have a read of it. It might just help you or someone you know either today during this big disaster we're having here in Australia, or in the future if it happens to you in another country, another time, or another place. I've just finished my 20th pan from this little area here, and to be honest, the gold is getting a little bit less. As we move back towards there, it's becoming more and more like the speck count that we got from up on that bench there, which is okay. However, with a pan, it's a lot of work for not a lot of reward. This is the speck count we're talking about, and it's pretty good for a high banker. If I had a high banker here, that would add up so quickly. But when you're panning, it just takes so much time, no matter how fast you pan, to get any sort of reasonable weight out of that. Grizzly, every so often, mate, something happens that kind of answers a question for you. I just found this, Grizzly, is what we're looking for. Do you know why? Because it's conglomerate. This is exactly what I was talking about before, conglomerate. It is old river gravels that have cemented themselves together. It is kind of crumbly. I might be able to break it up in my pan here to see what's in it. If I can't, I will take it home and dolly pot it for you in another video. So let's put it in the pan, see if we can't get it apart. What do you reckon, Grizz? You want to help? Yeah, just by hand I was able to get it down to that. It's not the absolute best that I've ever seen for a crush, but there is enough dirt there that we should be able to get a little bit of a result. Well, lo and behold, there is actually gold in it. There's a couple of pieces in that pan, and that means we've got to look out for more of that. If we can find some of that in the riverbank somewhere along here, chances are we'll find where this gold's shedding from. We ran 20 pans from there. I did 2 cleanup pans just from the edges. I had a look around and I saw this part here that had been eroded out by the same flood event that eroded this out. So I took a shovel from down there, and look at this. Look at the gold. Look how many specks there are. There's easily a couple of hundred of specks worth of gold in that pan. That's insane. That I'm guessing that sort of collected it from when the flood came over and it's stuck in that clay. I was like, Grizzly, I think this must have been a fluke. There's no way we could get that much gold, you know, in one pan just from a random spot. But I was wrong, because we just replicated that result. And you'll note the ironstone in that pan is particularly dark, which means it's a lot heavier and a lot denser. So this is good. This is actually turning out to be quite a big deposit. Grizzly, we're in it for about 20 to 25 pans or thereabouts, and we got a nice show of colour. And honestly, I could be here all day with a pan and not even touch this deposit in terms of its volume. So we're going to go home, clean the gold up properly, clean the specimen up properly, because that's going to be sexy. Weigh it all for you, and then at a future date, I'm going to bring a high banker back here. Now that I've finally got you home and I've got a decent camera, I'm going to show you some close-ups of not only the 2 gold specimens I pulled out, but all of the flour gold that came along with it. It was a ridiculously big take for just gold panning that day. This is all the gold and the lead that we got for that session. And of course, the piece de resistance is this amazing gold specimen. If this was just sitting on the ground and it wasn't wet, I don't think you'd ever even actually see the gold on it. I have to wet it to visually pick up where the gold is sitting on this rock, but it's weighted heavily to one side, and we are going to weigh this because the vast majority of this thing is actually made of gold. We also got that tiny little reef specimen. Now, it is minuscule, and the main point from this piece of gold is that to watch out for them, because they do float away so easily. So I was glad that I was able to retain this little specimen. And then of course we've got all that beautiful alluvial gold up the top. We're going to put a Clash Guitars pick next to it for a little bit of scale, and I reckon, I'm going to hazard a guess, we've had 0.77 for the first 2 weigh-ups. I reckon that's going to be 0.9. First, we're going to weigh the lead. 1.41 grams of lead, which works out to be roughly 1.3 cents worth. Next, we've got the specimen. 1.02 grams, so almost a gram on the dot. Now, given the rarity of nuggets like this in my area, and it's got a really cool, interesting story behind it, you could probably ask a little bit more than the gold value of it. Next, we've got the fine alluvial gold, and with a little bit of luck, most of this will go in that container and not on my floor. Yes, 1.09 grams. That is an amazing day of gold prospecting with just a pan. One pan, 20 pans worth of dirt for 1 gram plus a 1 gram specimen. This is the gold that I collected in the first 2 videos from January, and if we look at the other side, all of the lead, bringing our grand total, including the gold that we got and the 2 little specimens, to just over 3 grams. We're at 3.56 grams worth of gold in the first 3 videos. That is an unreal result. Oh, hang on a minute. We better finish this off with the lead. Now, it's always hard to give an exact dollar figure when you get a re-specimen like that. Some of them are just worth crushing and getting the gold out of it, and that would make a change. But some, like the one that we got today, potentially have a little bit more value based around the story and the location that they were found. That means the gold we got panning for that session is worth somewhere between $130 and $150. And 2 grams of gold, I believe, is actually my personal record for how much gold I've pulled out in a session with just a pan and nothing else. And considering I did it in so few pans too, it's definitely the most amount of gold I've ever got from 20 pans. I mean, I've found lots of gold, but not like that before. That was pretty special. Now, if you like this video, chances are you'll like the rest of the videos on my channel. A great way to support Vo-Gus prospecting is to give this video a like, a share, a comment, or even subscribing. Subscribing is completely free and it will give you access to heaps more gold prospecting content. And beyond that, I'm on social media, including Instagram, Facebook, my own personal website, and my game streaming channel. Links for all this stuff can be found down below, and I implore you to go check it out because there might be something in there that interests you even more than what you saw today. Well, it is 45 degrees, I am sweating like no tomorrow, even with the air conditioning cranking at full blast, so I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming along on my adventure. I hope to meet you out in the creek one day. Give your dog a scratch behind the ear for me. Peace, and I am out.